Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving into a fascinating breakdown that is literally going to change how you look at earning, spending, and building a secure future. We are unpacking a source text that maps out the exact journey from being totally stressed about money to hitting real financial freedom. Let's get right into it. So, do you want to earn more money? I mean, if I could see you right now, I know for a fact every single hand would be up. It's totally universal. But here's a massive truth bomb from our source material. The core problem most of us face isn't actually that we're making too little. Nope. The real issue is that we just don't know how to manage the money we already have. Earning is really only half the equation here. So put that into perspective, let's look at two specific scenarios. Imagine someone who earns $50,000 but spends $55,000. They're constantly operating at a deficit, right? So despite that higher income, they are always going to be broke. Now compare that to someone earning way less, say only $30,000. But because they've built the habit of saving and investing $5,000 of that, they become financially strong over time. It's wild, but the person making $30,000 actually ends up wealthier in the long run than the person making $50,000. Section 1. The real problem. Earning or spending? You might be wondering, why are we all so bad at this in the beginning? Well, look no further than our education system. School teaches us history, it makes us memorize formulas we're probably never going to use, but it completely fails to teach us how to handle money. It's crazy. We get sent out into the adult world missing the single most important skill needed to actually survive in it, and we're just forced to learn through painful trial and error. Section 2. The 3 rules of personal finance. Okay, so what is the solution? The text outlines 3 foundational pillars you absolutely need to build wealth. Step 1 is the ultimate baseline: spend less than you earn. If you break this rule, nothing else works, period. Step 2 is building an emergency fund for protection. And finally, step 3 is what takes you from just surviving to actually growing: investing for compound interest. You simply can't jump to step 3 without firmly planting your feet on steps 1 and 2 first. Let's zoom in on that second rule for a second. 3 to 6. That is the magic number for your emergency fund. You need to save enough cash to cover a minimum of 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. And to be clear, this is not money for a vacation. This is your financial shield against life's massive curveballs. Once you've got that shield, you're ready for rule 3. 10,000 turning into 1 lakh. This represents the absolute magic of investing and compound interest, because just saving your money isn't enough. If you consistently invest a little bit every single month, compound interest acts like a giant multiplier. 10,000 today can absolutely become 1 lakh tomorrow. The only catch? It requires a whole lot of patience. Section 3. The most dangerous trap: lifestyle inflation. Now, as your income goes up, there's this incredibly dangerous tendency to increase your unnecessary expenses right alongside it. This is called lifestyle inflation. And the psychological trap here is that we often do this just to impress other people. We get a raise and suddenly our old lifestyle just isn't good enough anymore, which completely wipes out our ability to save. So what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, it's that brand new phone you don't really need. It's expensive branded clothes. It's just an overall flashy lifestyle. You start earning more, so you buy the absolute newest tech purely for the sake of showing off. And just like that, the extra money you worked so hard to earn turns into physical weight that just completely drags down your financial future. Section 4. Assets versus liabilities. The ultimate mindset shift. This brings us to the great dividing line in personal finance. Rich people buy assets. These are things that actually put money back into your pocket, like investments or real estate. Poor people, on the other hand, buy liabilities. These are things that take money out of your pocket. Exactly like those new phones and expensive clothes we just talked about, driven by lifestyle inflation. Your financial status is heavily determined by which of these 2 columns you're putting your money into every month. Which leads perfectly into this incredibly powerful takeaway from the text. Financial freedom comes from habits, not your salary. Seriously, let that sink in for a moment. A massive salary means absolutely nothing if your habits are tied to buying liabilities. Real freedom is built on the quiet, everyday habits of spending less than you earn, keeping up that emergency fund, and patiently investing. So this leaves us with one really vital question to ask ourselves today. Take a close look at your own life right now. Are your current daily habits buying assets that will build your future? Or are you just funding lifestyle inflation to impress people today? Answering that honestly is your very first step toward true financial freedom. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope these insights help you build a much stronger, more secure future.